So this is the Miyoo Mini Plus, and this is by far one of my favorite gaming handhelds in 2024. I've had this thing for 3 months and a lot has changed since when I first got it to now. So stay tuned, because in this video I'm going to be talking about the 3-month review of the Miyoo Mini Plus and if you should go ahead and get one. Let's get right into it. Alright, what's happening YouTube? Caesar Rendon here, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, especially if you love tech reviews and gaming content. Now, before I get into anything, I do want to let you know this isn't going to be a out-of-the-box stock review talking about the buttons and screen and things like that. If you want to see a review on that, go ahead and click that video right there, because that is the first review. I did a lot of modifications and updates to these, so I am going to be talking about that first, and that is what made this so great within the last 3 months that I've had it. I feel like the longer I've had this, the more mods and games I've added onto this, but before I even get into that and get ahead of myself, I do want to say, if you do get this device, the one major thing I think you would have to change would have to be the SD card on the inside. When you get the Miyoo Mini Plus, it is going to come with a stock SD card, which honestly is not that good. A lot of people in my comments were saying I need to replace it, blah, blah, blah. I really didn't think it was going to make a difference. But then I went on Amazon and got this cheap little 128 Amazon Basics SD card, and this actually works a lot better than the one that came with it. Now, I didn't think changing the SD card would make a big difference, but it actually did. In my first review of the Miyoo Mini Plus, I talk about how games would crash frequently, especially when I would get to a specific level. It would just crash completely and I couldn't get past that point of the game. Turns out I replaced the SD card with this one and I haven't had any problems with crashing or anything like that. It works like a dream, and I highly, if there's one thing you're gonna do to change your Miyoo Mini Plus, I highly recommend to get a better SD card. And with changing the SD card on the Miyoo Mini Plus comes a little bit more options that you can upgrade it to, such as adding more games or even upgrading the OS system, and that is something that I feel like I had to do. Every review I watched or every comment that came on my review talked about Onion OS, and first I thought it was going to be a pain to install, and second, I didn't want to go through all this work installing Onion OS and then it's not even worth it. But I will say, upgrading the OS on the Miyoo Mini Plus to Onion definitely made it a lot better. Now, it wasn't super drastic, but there's slight little differences when upgrading to Onion OS. The first thing I want to talk about is the fact that you can actually change the themes. Now, in my first video, I talk about the stock themes that came with this, but in here you have an option of so many different themes that you can choose from. And it's really cool because each theme actually comes with music, which if you want to, you can just mute the music of the theme completely, or you can leave it on there. I like leaving it on there just because it seems really cool. But anyways, you can add themes from the internet too, download them on here and have it on your Miyoo Mini Plus. So I feel like Onion OS, as far as themes and customization, unlocks a whole new level on what you can do and how personal you can make it. So that is one thing I absolutely love about it. Another thing I really like about Onion OS is the fact that if I do want to change through games, all I got to do is hold down that center button right there and then I can flip through. Honestly, I don't know how many games specifically. For me, I think it's like 6 or 7, but I really only go through the same like 2 or 3. I finished Astro Boy and now I'm playing it again, so I guess we'll see how it goes. But those are some things that I love about Onion OS and that I've utilized and noticed the most. I'm pretty sure it still has a lot more to offer, but as far as it goes, those are the only things that I typically utilize. And you can also add more packages. I believe with Onion OS, you can also have like DS games. I haven't gotten that far yet, but I think for what it does, it's really good. Now, when it comes to the installation of Onion OS onto the Miyoo Mini Plus, it isn't that bad. For me personally, I have a Mac and it took me around 2 to 3 hours to get it installed. Now, I will say the reason why it took me so long is because my SD card has 125 gigs of like a bunch of retro games. So it took forever for all those gigs to transfer onto my computer, and then from the computer onto the new SD card, and that's literally what took the longest amount of time. Other than that, if you don't have that many games on your SD card, you should be good and it should be a lot quicker. Now, with the combination of a new SD card and Onion OS, this really makes the Miyoo Mini Plus amazing. I've taken this on many trips. I took this to Miami when I went over there. I took it on my flight. I take it to work on break because it's actually small enough to fit anywhere and anything. And I will say, as far as quality goes, it still works perfectly fine. Speakers are still good. The battery life is still surprisingly good. I mean, it does take a little while to charge this, to be honest. I wish there was some sort of fast charging. But if you put it on the charger whenever you go to sleep, wake up, it's going to be full of juice and you'll be good. Now, the next thing I do want to talk about with the Miyoo Mini Plus is installing whatever games you want. Now, in this video, I'm not able to go over that with you, but I'm pretty sure you can find somewhere on the internet how you can install games onto your Miyoo Mini Plus. So I actually installed Metroid. I also installed Mario vs. Donkey Kong and also Super Mario 3, which is by far one of my favorite games in the world. So much nostalgia. I would literally play this game on the way to school, on the bus, pretty much every day, and I love it. But the fact that you can add whatever games you want onto the Miyoo Mini Plus is just fantastic. So like I said, I'm not going to show you how to do that in this video, but trust me, if you want to find out, I'm pretty sure you can look on the internet and find out how to do it. But by far, the past 3 months with the Miyoo Mini Plus have been fantastic. And the fact that I only got this for like $30 is crazy too. I honestly play this a lot more than I play my PS Vita. Still use the Switch more than this just because I like the games on the Switch. But whenever I need a small handheld, this is definitely the way to go. I absolutely love this device, and if you're thinking about getting one, I definitely think you should. And if you want a full-on review about all the specs and all the buttons and things like that, go ahead, click that video right there, because that is when I first got it, and that's a review on the base model, which is still really good. Getting this fresh out the box is by far really, really good, but the upgrades and the amount of customization that you can do to this makes it even better, and it's honestly limitless. You can honestly make this however you want to and make it completely yours just with the customization. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you have a Miyoo Mini Plus, let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. And if you have any questions or comments or anything, let me know down there too. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.